Good morning, grade 12. It's Friday. So, we're going to do this activity now. Activity 3.4 on page 70. On page 89. Okay. 3.4 on page 89. Now, we're going to open the program in the 2darrays questions. Remember that every time I do an activity on the video, you have to try it by yourself afterwards. So if the video is short, you have to go and do the program by yourself. So you have to take some responsibility there. Well, most of the responsibility. Anyway, we're going to create 2D arrays and display the answers in a list box. All right, not in a memo, not in a rich edit, a list box. So it's going to be items.add all the way. So question 1 is going to be the 6x6 multiplication table. And use a tab space to make sure that the columns are separate. So it's similar to memo, but not quite the same. 6x6 multiplication table. All right, now I don't want to use their variables. Thank you. We're not going to be using their variables. Nope, we're going to do our own thing. In fact, delete all the variables there because we are going to do our own thing, guys. Okay, tab width is 20. Okay, fine. Maybe I should just use that tab width thing. Okay, we'll use the tab width. No problem. It's fine. But we're going to use our own strings and integers in our answers. Okay, end of story. Okay. So we just delete that and that. I'll just keep the tab width because that with #9 will help us there. Right, now remember that with our 2D arrays, question 1, we need to have a 2D array declared. Okay, so ARR 2D colon, I'm just giving it any name, 1 to 6, comma 1 to 6 of integer, so 6x6 table. And then we need our for loop, our counters for our for loop, our row and our col. And then we need an S line for our string for displaying. So we're going to say for our row equals 1 to 6. I'm going to see what this looks like anyway. For our col equals 1 to 6, do. And then we're going to say ARR 2D square brackets our row, comma, our col equals our row multiplied by our col. Let's see what happens. Now we'll display it in our string grid. You know, I'm guessing. That's what they want us to have, our row times our col. Okay, let's see what that'll look like when we displayed our list box. Right, so now we're going to use a for loops again. We're going to go through every single box, so we do need both nested for loops. If you're going to go through every single box of our 2D array, you need both for loops, nested for loops. For our row equals 1 to 6, do, and for our col equals 1 to 6, do. But we're probably going to be building a string. So we have begin and end for our col equals 1 to 6, do. And we'll build a string. So each time for each row, we'll say S line equals an empty string. And then over here, we will build our S line inside our nested for loop. We'll say S line equals S line plus oh my word, you know, we're not actually building a line because, oh no, the list box is fine. That's fine, yeah, we are building a line, that's right. I don't know why I want the tab width. I don't want the tab width. We don't need tab width, yeah. S line plus, because we're going to use our own #9s. On that. Okay, S line is S line plus int to string ARR2D square brackets our row, comma our col. Remember we have to do that, and then we're going to join that with a space. So there we have it, our line that we built just like our previous activity yesterday. And I'm typing fast because I want you to be able to have a chance to do this by yourself. And before we go and build the next line, we'll say lbx answer dot items dot add, and in brackets s line. So there it is. Run the program. Okay, we have a variable and no variables found. I shouldn't have kept those variables there. So run the program, click the button for answer question 1, and there we have, we have it. I don't know, I'm just thinking that's okay, you know, times 6 by 6 times table, we're multiplying them by each other. I mean, oh, what? Anyway, 6 by 6 times table, that's the best I can do. Okay, moving on. I don't really like the question anyway. A 9 times 9 table containing random value between 1 and 9 for each element. That's more understandable, isn't it? So let's do that. 9 by 9 table with a random number, and I'm going to not worry about that. And of course we'll use the same variables, because why not, people? Copy and paste, it's our friend. Same variables, same S line, and they call it digits table, but I mean it's actually 9 by 9, so we must have 9 by 9. Did they say 9 by 9? Yep, a value from 1 to 9 for each element. So copy and paste is quicker. Just change the numbers from 1 to 9 and 1 to 9, and then we have to make sure that we have random range as our in our uses section. Oh, we got math, sorry, not random range, math is in our uses section. Yeah. Gosh, they did us a favor. Random range from 1 to 9, 1, 10, and then you'll have numbers from 1 to 9. Okay. Sorry. Sneezing. Okay, copy and paste this now, because we're going to display in our thing, but it's 1 to 9, 1 to 9, and there we go. I've already explained that to you, so I'm not going to explain that again. Remember, you have to try all of this by yourself. If you just watch me and then think, oh, you learned something, no, you haven't learned anything. So there it is, random digits from 1 to 9 inside each box. And it's in a memo, so you can't actually see it as clearly, you know, as if it was in a string grid. Never mind. Next one, 10 by 5 table, 10 rows, 5 columns, containing the sum of the indices. Okay. Copy and paste again, guys. Sorry for yawning. Question number 3. Yep, that's the question button. And we're going to have the sum of all the yeah, remember last time we multiplied row by column. Now we're going to add the row by column. The row and the column, we're going to add them, not multiply them. Where am I copying? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, this must go into this section, yeah, not the display section. And it's our row plus, so the sum of all indices, and then we display it just like we displayed all the others. So Control C to copy, and there's the display. But we must make sure, oh, it's 10 by 5, isn't it? We got 10, the row is 10, the column is 5, and that must be 10, and that must be 5, and everything else is right. And there we go. Let's go and check it out. I mean, looking at all of them at the same time, eh? Huh? Okay. Access violation. All right, fine. CPU is now tied. File save all. Makes two of us, folks. We're now going to have a look at what is going on here. iRow is 10, alcohol is 5. That's good. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked on all those other buttons, you know, the process is getting a bit confused. Yep, I have no problem with anything else there. It was all good. Well, I can see. Okay, there we go. My declaration of my array was incorrect. We have to make sure we declared the array properly, like we did elsewhere. Can't keep copy and paste and you don't change everything, then you're going to have a problem. Yes, rebuild. Let's click number 4. There it is. And of course, because we have, you know, we don't have a grid, so we can't see it as neatly. What was that supposed to be actually? Random numbers from 1 to 9. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be random numbers, wasn't it? See, I forgot. Random range. Random range. From 1 to 9. 1, 10. And that'll give us a number from 1 to 9. And that's what they said. Oh, the 10 by 5 is the sum of the indices. Yeah. It was iRow plus iCol plus iCol. Okay, moving on. It was right in the beginning. Next one. We are going to do a 7 by 5 table of randomly generated lowercase letters. Interesting. So what we're going to do now is get a constant up here. const alpha equals a b c d e f g h i j k l m n o p q r s t u v w x y z. Random generated numbers of the alphabet, and we'll have our row, our col, a variable. So we have a constant and we have a variable, our row, our col, integers. We'll have s line, colon string, and we will have our array. So this is going to be lowercase characters, an array of chars, AR char colon array, and be 7 rows with 5. I'm assuming that they mean the 7 comes first and then the 5 second as the columns of char data type. I'm going to use char because I can, why not? So for our row equals 1 to 7 do, and then for our col equals 1 to 5 do. Then we're going to get our constant, our random numbers. We've got to get a random number from 1 to 20. Is there 26 letters of the alphabet? 21? I don't know. Oh, anyway, enum equals random range from 1 to 26. So we'll have 1, 27. And then we're going to say that ARR char square brackets r row comma I col equals S alpha character number enum, and that will give you a random character. Put it into the box number I row and I col of the array. Remember the nested for loops, if you write them like this, we're going to access every single row inside there. And of course, when you want to display it, we use the same nested for loop. So I'm going to explain this one more time. We use the same nested for loop structure. We want to display every single thing. Equals 1 to 7, and then for our col equals 1 to 5. But we must have a begin here because we want to build a string. And we'll have begin and end over here. So we're going to have begin here because we have to set s-line equal to an empty string. And then inside the other for loop, we're going to build our string from this AR char. Okay, so we're going to say s-line equals s-line plus AR char, whatever the square brackets are, plus the space to separate each one. And then before this for loop ends over here, we're going to go and say, what's the string, the component is called lbxAnswer.items.add s-line. lbxAnswer.items.add s-line, and then that line goes in. So you've got to memorize how to do this, and fortunately we've done it like 4 times now, although I copied and pasted it. Seriously bad. Anyway, so there it is. Random characters are in the 2D array and displayed in the list box. This code is on the memo, but you must try it by yourself and you have to study it and know it. Okay, see you on Monday.